All right, Tim, when you take a look at this New Haven team, I know it's still first week of practice, but you guys have been together lifting, conditioning, getting ready for this season throughout the summer. What excites you about New Haven as we enter the 2018 season?
Yeah, just our speed and agility and stuff, and we're really coming together as a team this year. The discipline's there with Coach Linn being head coach, and I know this summer we've really communicated well together and gelled together and have a lot of chemistry, so I'm really excited to get back on those Friday nights.
What do you personally take away last year from last season that you can apply this year to take New Haven to another step?
Just start games fast, as we need to do that and come out strong, and just more discipline throughout the year, and come into games more prepared as we were. Maybe little games last year that we weren't quite as ready as we were, but we're really going to change that this year.
You graduated a couple of big hog mollies up front, if you want to say, in Jeffrey Johnson and Luke Watson, guys that, all conference type blockers, a couple of talented receivers, J.C. Gardner, Zell Banks. How do you go about replacing those guys, and how key is it to make sure some of these younger guys are ready to rock and roll when the first Friday rolls around?
Yeah, it wasn't fun losing those big guys up front, providing a lot of protection. It was fun playing with those guys, but just with our new offense, I think everything's a lot quicker. So I think our line's doing a great job this summer, though. And those wide receiver positions, I feel like we filled them just as well. Maybe not as talented, but they're disciplined and they're ready to go.
Who are some of the guys that are going to be stepping up into bigger roles offensively you expect on Friday nights this season?
Steven Owens is obviously our running back still. Terrion Folks, though, has been stepping up, and he's probably going to get a lot of reps. We have twins, Jamar and Lamar Hutchins, the slots. They're really going to step up, and Nick Sexton as well. So watch out for those names on Fridays.
All right, first question. It's only been a few days in fall camp, but you've been together, lifting, getting ready throughout the summer. What do you like about this New Haven team heading into 2018?
We're a lot of discipline, and we work hard.
When it comes to this group, what did you learn from last season that you guys can apply to this upcoming season?
That we have a lot of skill everywhere, and a lot of people left last year, but we have a lot of young guys coming in and fill up their spots.
Tim is back, yourself back on offense, also Steven back there at the running back position. With you three guys having the experience you had, what do you tell some of the younger guys? How do you coach them up to make sure they're ready for, bigger roles on Fridays?
We prepare them mentally and physically during the beginning of the week to get them ready for the big games.
Tell me about this offense. What have you liked about this offense? What are going to be some of the keys, and who are going to be some of the players that take big roles offensively?
We got a lot of new players, like we got Tim coming back, Steven Owens, Davon Wolford, Nigel Fields, and myself.
What is it about this offense that's going to make you dangerous?
Our passing game and our running game. We got a whole new offense, and I'm liking it.
Goals for this team in 2018, what are they?
Staying focused, winning conference, of course, and hopefully go to state my senior year.
Final question from me. If you guys are working on one thing to get ready for August 17th, what is it? What's like an X factor for you guys that you're trying to coach up and get better at?
I say a little bit on our defense. We got to get better on our defense a little bit.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
Don't take your senior year for granted.
Chris, as far as this team goes, it's only been a few days here in fall camp, and I know you guys have been together this summer, lifting, getting ready. Yeah. What is it about this New Haven team that has you excited for this upcoming season?
We have a lot of new people stepping in places, and they're going to take big roles this year.
When you take a look at this defense, two starters returning, so obviously some new faces. What are you working on to get ready for that first game on August 17th?
We're putting in a lot of new coverages and just working hard on defense.
Obviously, Coach Linn has a defensive background, so now that he's the head coach, does it make that transition a little bit easier, and if so, why?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. He's just been the defensive coordinator the last years that I've been playing, so yeah, it's been pretty easy.
What sticks out to you about this defense? Is it speed? Is it a knowledge of the game? Is it hard hitting? I mean, what is it that sticks out to you about this defense?
I'd probably have to say speed, yeah, and we're good hitters too.
Give me some names of some of the guys who are going to step into bigger roles. Obviously, as I mentioned, a lot of starters graduated. So who are some of the guys that are stepping into roles, and what positions are they at?
We got Jamar Hutchins. He's going to be playing corner this year. We have Dom Wesley playing linebacker. Chandler Zimmerman playing linebacker.
Those guys are going to be big-time players for you?
Yeah, they're going to be good this year.
For you as a leader for this defense, what do you tell some of these younger guys to get them ready for August 17th?
Just play football, have fun. It's just another game.
Final question. What did you guys learn from last year? Obviously, a share of the NE8. You'd like to make a run further in the playoffs. What do you take away from last season that you can apply?
Just work harder during the playoffs and stuff. Like in practice, work harder so we can win the conference outright.
This is your first season as the head coach here at New Haven, but very familiar with what Coach Rowland has done in this program. I believe 13 years as the offensive coordinator?
Defense coordinator for 13 years, yeah, and then I was an assistant for my first 2 years.
So what do you try to bring to this program? What do you try to do to kind of put your stamp on this New Haven football program as you enter your first season as head coach?
Well, you know, our focus this summer was trying to just amp our intensity up during practices. You know, during the course of the last few years, you know, we've had some great skill players and some great teams, but I thought our intensity during practice kind of took away some of our game performance, our starts and our finishes. So that's kind of what we've been focusing on. We're bringing some different things to the table. We got a great, energetic young staff. I got a couple new kids on staff, and just got the old coaches that have been coaching a while try to, you know, renew their interest in as far as being intense and being positive also at the same time.
When you take a look at your background, obviously you know the personnel here. So tell me about the defensive side of the football. What do you like about this defense as we head going forward? Because I believe there's just 2 starters returning.
Yeah, you know, I'm excited about our defense. Schematically, we're going to be the same as we've been over the last few years. I'm excited about the new kids, the young kids coming in. I've said this before. I think we're to the point now where kids can step in and be leaders and be good players for us even when they're young. So these kids don't have a lot of experience, but they've been playing and they've been watching these other seniors perform on the field on Friday nights, and they've learned a lot from them.
Offensively, you graduated a couple of really good players up front and a number of receivers, especially, you know, James Gardner. But you do have a lot of talent coming back at the skill positions.
Yeah, I think that's probably our biggest strength as far as returning is our skill positions on our offensive side of the ball. Got Kentrel Thomas coming back, Tim Jordan, Stephen Owens is a great running back. And we got some younger players that were great JV players for us last year. Skill positions has never been a real problem for us. We got good team speed, and we look to have that again this year.
What has been the one thing that you've been impressed the most with since camp began, back on Monday?
Since Monday, you know, just our leaders are stepping up. You know, we haven't picked our team captains yet, and we kind of discussed that earlier on in the week about what it takes to be a good captain, what we need from those senior leaders, and we're getting a lot of kids that really want to compete for those spots.
Final question for me, what's the X factor or what's the biggest key to having the type of success that you guys want to have for New Haven this season?
We want to be about consistency. You know, we want to be consistent game in and game out. I felt last year at times we dropped down our level of competition to what we were playing or raise for that matter. I mean, we've had some good games against great teams, and then we've had some bad games that we fortunately were able to win against teams that were less talented than us. So we want to just perform consistently week in and week out, first quarter to fourth quarter.
All right.